Okay, so being a real estate broker, I often get asked a lot of questions. One of those questions is, how's the current real estate market? Should I buy? Should I sell? Should I wait? What should I do? Now, you'll see a lot of videos online with realtors saying what to do in a market. The market's great, you should still buy. But a lot of them may be self-serving answers because, you know, they have to sell houses to make a living in this business. Well, I'm a non-competing broker. So that means I'm not working with buyers, I'm not working with sellers. I simply manage and run day-to-day business and help my agents prosper and, you know, ultimately succeed in any market. So whether it's a good market or a bad market, you have to understand it's still a market. And there's always going to be buyers and sellers in any type of market that we have. Now, right now we're working in a soft market or a down market, which means typically the last quarter of the year is always the slowest quarter for real estate. On top of that, interest rates are at an all-time high, over 8%. So if you're a buyer, what do? Well, in reality, you have to make that determination for yourself and figure out what's important. What is your rent you're paying now? How much is it? Is the rent you're paying now going to be much more or less than whatever you'd be paying on a mortgage for a home? But here are the pros and cons. While you're renting a house, are you earning equity? Or is the landlord of that house earning the equity while you cover the total nut that it costs to carry that home? Principal, the interest, the taxes, the insurance, the HOA. You're paying all of it as a renter. In the meantime, you're not earning any equity. You have no sense of security. You get no tax benefits by making this your primary residence. And at the end of the day, if they decide to sell or decide not to rent to you, what do you have to show for it? You have to find a new house, you have to find a new place for your kids to go to school to. It's just a very complicated process. So if you do qualify and if you do have the means to make a purchase, I would recommend making a purchase in this market that we're in now. Why? Well, because there's not many buyers in today's market, which means that if you go out and find a house, you can find the house that's perfect for you and your family, and you can actually negotiate a better price. So the seller might be asking $350, which in fact the home is worth $350. And a lot of buyers right now are saying, well, we're just gonna wait till the prices come down. Well, guess what? Here in Central Florida, prices are not going down. Prices are staying at the rate that they should be. But you as a buyer, one of the few buyers, can actually go to the seller and negotiate that the seller provides you great incentives. Hey, would you pay my closing costs? Would you buy down my interest rate? Would you give me the house for $30,000 less? And in most cases, if a seller has their house on the market today, they have to sell. They're not selling because they want to sell or they want to see what they can get. It's because they have to sell. Why else would a seller get rid of a sweet interest rate? Now think about it. Most sellers that are selling right now had to purchase their property when interest rates were good, or they decided to refinance at an all-time low interest rate. So if anyone is selling right now, they're not selling because they want to get rid of the house. They're selling because they have to. Maybe they're relocating, maybe they're getting a divorce, maybe they have to downsize or upsize for many reasons. Now, you as a buyer right now in today's market can negotiate, get a good deal, get them to buy down your interest rate, get them to pay your closing costs, and you have no competition. Now, for those other buyers that are waiting on the sidelines, they're probably gonna pay another year's worth of rent that they don't have anything to show for when everything's said and done. And when they finally do come back in the market when interest rates go down, it's gonna be them and everyone else going after the same properties. And we're talking about lines at open houses. We're talking about multiple offer situations again. And I don't want to be a buyer in a market like that. Even if the prices or interest rates are better, I think now is the best time to purchase a home. And then guess what? When interest rates come down at a later time, you go ahead and refinance. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.